You're live.
We're live again. I know we're late. Everybody calm down. This new platform is taking a minute to get used to.
Speaking of minute, it's been a minute since we've been live. And if you are with us, welcome back. And we've got a great show for you this evening.
I have a
He's got a
full
list.
topic.
You have a list.
He has a list.
I'm proud.
That looks
He
like a
has
lot of
such
shit.
a list.
It's good shit.
Oh yeah.
It better be good shit.
Send nudes.
Take you out back.
And we are apparently watching Justice League.
No,
No?
BVS.
Oh, this is BVS.
Yes.
My bad. I'm sorry. You're right. This was probably the coolest way they've ever portrayed like the origin of Batman.
Yeah.
I like that guy. He's sexy.
Well, this was a really quick way. This is a really quick way to sum up
Not
Bruce
Superman or
Wayne's
Batman.
tragedy.
Yeah.
So not Superman or Batman. The dad.
Oh, Thomas Wayne?
Hey,
You know,
yeah.
Thomas Wayne is actually a Batman in an
Another universe.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
With the paradox in it.
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint. Yeah, there we go.
And he's not all high tech gadgetry.
Yeah.
He's just very like his
Yeah.
Bat cave is a cave with
He's
a
handsy.
chalkboard and like a workbench,
Yeah.
and he uses guns. Not he's not opposed to throwing off the occasional villain, off the rooftop and
Yeah.
letting him splat on the pavement. So,
Well, you know.
Yeah.
but you lose your wife and your kid. What can you do?
Yeah, you go nuts after that.
What's that guy's name? Jeffrey Dean Morgan or
Yeah.
something like that? I love him. And Javier Bardem looks exactly like him, but he's Spanish. So he has an accent.
Oh, that was Negan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the comedian.
Yeah.
That would be great if they got him to play Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
Batman.
He was
That
in
would
The Losers too.
Oh,
or he could play an actual, like, if they hadn't done this, he probably would have been a good pick to play an older Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
If they actually did a Dark Knight Returns movie
Which would be epic.
and have, I would say this: risk it, okay, and just go completely Sin City on it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, like real dark. Oh yeah, have
The
like
movie.
the visual and everything like that with
Yeah.
it.
Because I'm having one of those horrible, so would be awesome.
That'd be
for a
gruesome
Dark Knight.
ass fucking Batman. Right
Dark
there.
Knight Returns,
Hell yeah.
older Batman. That's not what we're talking about tonight. Anyway, JD, what's our topic for tonight?
Topics for tonight is a lot of really classic nerd arguments, debates. We'll settle them
We're
tonight.
gonna knock out and drag them out.
And then some newer stuff, some newer arguments, some verses that would be just really kick ass to see.
Yeah, I seen on the Instagram some of the posts of some of the stuff that we're gonna be discussing. Like, ooh,
Yeah.
Good.
What was that? Thursday I messaged you.
yeah.
So you want in on this?
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
So first up, could Wolverine cut Superman? Now, his claws are supposedly down to 1 molecule wide at the edge.
Fine as hell.
Yeah.
Yes.
That dude's gonna bleed.
Now, would he be able to cut all the way through Superman?
No, I don't think so.
Jimmy?
Are you talking about like cutting him in half,
Yeah.
cutting off his head or his arm?
Yeah.
or his hand?
Yeah.
I think. I mean, Wolverine could probably chop through a redwood, but it'd take him a couple of tries just because of how big it is. It's probably one of the strongest trees. He might make it about halfway through.
An arm?
Yeah.
That's what
I
would
think
say.
he would hit bone and then be like, "Oh, I'm fucked."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the bone's going to be like, if you think about it, Superman's skin is already impenetrable.
Yeah.
The bone would be
The
hard.
bone's going to be like, "Fuck, dude." Adamantium's just going to. It might even break off Wolverine's claw. I think
Ooh.
because it's going to be dense.
Yeah, because
Bone
the claw
dense.
isn't attached to any other bone. It's actually connected to muscle.
Yeah.
Well, the claw is.
Oh yeah, it's
bone.
part of the bone.
Yeah, but it's it's all connective tissue that holds it in there.
Yeah.
I mean, and even if it doesn't, even if the blade itself doesn't break, the bone that's under the, I could see the bone actually, breaking under the blade.
Like under the adamantium itself?
Like almost disintegrating. But I mean, of course, it would heal, but
his healing factor would definitely take
but he
care
would
of it.
definitely
We
feel
might
it.
have problems. She's making
What?
faces
What?
and looking
What's
around.
going on?
Just need him. Y'all
Oh,
Okay.
okay, producer.
Okay. But I agree with cut through flesh, not bone.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think it would. I think
Oh,
it would
yeah.
stop.
Be tough enough for the flesh, though.
So I mean, a little bit of both. It's like, yeah, he could do it if there weren't those pesky bones in the way.
That'd be weird.
Superman.
There were no bones.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
lay there.
It was just, if it was cartilage.
You move
might
like
have
a blob.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, but nobody'd be like, oh my god, look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's super blob.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
a pilot chewed bubble gum.
Oh,
I think you could probably
it's
at
like
least cut a
somebody
finger off.
slung it
Super
off
blob.
of something. Yeah,
I think you could at least cut a finger off. I mean,
Maybe.
that's not much
Small
skin.
bone.
Yeah. Small
are we doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Are you doing okay, Jimmy?
Fine. I just want to make sure the broadcast is okay.
Yeah, broadcast is doing fantastic.
You're over there like talking to each other. and not
No,
talking
I
about us.
don't have any liquor, and I need.
Oh,
See, that's the problem.
The producer is having technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not the show.
Gotcha. So I think we pretty much summed that up.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
that's the verdict.
Everybody
So the
agrees.
common consensus in the forums, and it took a whole lot of forums to actually find somebody who had a legitimate answer that took the physics and the strength and everything into this.
So someone actually did the math.
Somebody did the math. Wolverine could cut him, but not kill him.
Ah,
It requires more strength than what Wolverine has.
Yeah.
Someone that, when most of these forums were really, really active, didn't exist, but does now.
Oh, hold on. Keith, I have to ask, do you know about the Hulkverine?
Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah. Actually,
That guy could probably do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely so. Because I was actually I went over whenever I went to go see her over at work one night, and I saw him on a cover as Wolverine. I was like, "Get the hell out of here!"
Mhm.
I was flipping out. But yeah, right when you mentioned that that Wolverine didn't have the strength, I automatically thought about that. And I was like, "Yeah, he would be able to go ahead and kill him."
I mean, hell, man, if that guy had to fight Godzilla, I'd probably have a bet on him. But
Bro,
he's got a
look
good chance.
I'd punch Godzilla.
That's the kind of guy. He'd be like Drax and shit on Volume 2.
Yeah.
He'd go straight into the mouth.
Yes.
yeah.
Try to kill him from the inside.
Just stab him and not getting anything done.
That movie was great.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
The next one is one that I really could not find any answers on any of the forums. This is still up for debate in the forums, but I do believe I've come to
So we're
somewhat
gonna
of a
decide.
conclusion. We're going to decide tonight. Could a lightsaber cut through adamantium or vibranium?
Could adamantium cut through? Wait, oh no, could a lightsaber cut through?
What's the lightsaber made of?
A lightsaber is solidified light.
Okay. So it's not magic.
No, it's a solid laser.
Okay.
No, then that would just add add ability to the adamantium or vibranium.
Yeah, it'd be-
Would
it's
it
just pure
absorb the
energy.
energy of the light?
Well, no, well, the thing about vibranium is, whenever it gets hit, it absorbs. It absorbs
vibration.
like a solidified force. A lightsaber is not solid.
Hmm.
It's pure energy.
But it vibrates.
It does vibrate.
That's part of the cutting power behind a lightsaber.
Oh.
That's okay. I think I've got this one. Okay, and this is great because you're discussing two different realms of the same publishing universe.
Yes.
So, what I would say is what we've seen lightsabers do in the films and in the comics, and the metals and types of material that lightsabers have been used against in these books are all foreign to Earth.
Yes.
And I would say if you are dealing with a intergalactic community that uses and utilizes different metals and ores and whatnot to build these ships, build these hull doors, whatever, blast doors that can be chopped through by these lightsabers, I would say they've got a good chance of cutting through adamantium or vibranium. I mean,
like Cap Shield though, it's a mix of both though.
I would say Cap Shield might negate it. I would say vibranium probably holds a better chance than adamantium. Even though adamantium is unbreakable, it's still unbreakable by anything that they know on Earth.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Plus, a lightsaber's more advanced.
Theoretically.
Theoretically, it'd be more advanced, so you'd think that whoever created that had already thought of all the different options that it would want to cut through.
Yeah.
And made.
Y'all want to hear my input on this? It all comes down to the finish of the metal.
Hell no.
Because it's light. It is essentially a solidified laser.
Yeah.
So if the adamantium or vibranium is mirror finished, well, clearly it's just going to reflect. That's how light works.
Yeah, that's
What
true.
about the frequency of the vibration if both of them are vibrating? The frequencies being different than one another would affect something there for sure.
If you can adjust the frequency of the lightsaber,
Mm.
which it is adjustable,
You have to change the crystal to do it.
do you?
Are you
Yes.
serious? Wait. You can adjust the frequency of the lightsaber?
You have to
By
change
using
the-
a different crystal.
Yeah.
But what would be
Because
the
Is that why
purpose
they're
of that
different
though?
colors?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What is the purpose of doing that though?
To give them different abilities, maybe offensive or defensive
So you
abilities.
can tell which one's fighting from far away.
Also, so you know when you see a purple lightsaber, it's Mace Windu, and he's a bad motherfucker. So
Even says it on his wallet.
it even says it on his lightsaber. Reach in that bag and grab my lightsaber. Which one is it? Well, it says bad motherfucker on it. He's probably got that laser etched on the hilt. I mean, come on. You know when George Lucas brought it, he's like, that's mine right there. That's my lightsaber.
All right.
All
The next
gold
one-
and Chrome. Come on.
The next one, I'm really glad to have you here for this because this definitely pertains to your profession. Could Deadpool or Wolverine get a tattoo? I already know my answer, knowing what I know about how tattoos work.
When you shoot either of them, does the bullet get pushed out or does it just stay in?
Depends
That's
how
my
close it is to the surface, I believe.
Okay.
Honestly, okay. I think that it would probably go ahead and stick, but it would be healing instantly.
Okay.
I think that because I mean it's not like a substance that's going to be harmful to the body.
But it's still foreign.
Yeah, it's still
So the body
foreign.
might try to push it out.
Yeah. But if it did, it would be healing instantaneously. There would be no purpose of having to go ahead and clean it and take care of it the way you normally would.
You're looking at me now.
Well, you seem like you have something in your
I do.
brain.
I do. It's pretty simple, actually. I'm going to say if either of them could have gotten tattoos by now, they probably would have. Deadpool especially,
Yeah.
because he'd probably want some crazy tattoos.
And to
like-
cover up that mess.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like he could, he would. But yeah, I think he's pretty much Keith and Patty are right on the money with that one. I think if they did get ink put into their skin, it would immediately just push it out. The regenerative abilities of Wolverine are
Or
even
heal over and be
multiplied.
fine.
Yeah, if they
Well, they're
can push a
multiplied in
bullet
that.
out or a
Yeah.
strap
Like he can
out or-
regenerate a limb. Wolverine, if you
Oh,
cut
yeah.
him, like if you cut Wolverine, you really screw him up. You chop his head off. He's going to need a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because that just happens. Deadpool, he needs a couple of hours, and make sure he has
You know,
somebody
I
around
didn't
to put
even
the
know.
head
I
back
didn't even
on.
think about that. Yeah, Deadpool heals a lot quicker than
Well, that's
Wolverine.
because it is.
But
The part-
Wolverine's pushed out bullets before. I've seen that.
Yeah. Well, Deadpool doesn't even bother it; they pass through.
Yeah.
It's just Wolverine is,
It has the adamantium skeleton
Yeah,
that
so it
stops
stops
him.
it.
his regenerative abilities are more. They are quick,
Yeah.
but if he suffers severe damage, he's going to
It
need
takes a
time
little
to heal.
time.
Well, what they did was they took Wolverine's abilities and put him on a human that was trying to battle cancer to see if they could cure it, and didn't work. They tossed him, and some guy fixed it, and he was like, "Well, there's one way they didn't think to heal your cancer, and that was to amp it up,
Yeah.
crank the healing factor
To
up
11.
to 11."
Yeah.
But they do scar.
That's why Deadpool is
So
like
maybe
so
the tattoo would
scarred up.
stick and not get pushed out. Cause it's,
No, Wolverine doesn't.
I swear to God, I've seen in movies scars on Wolverine.
I was gonna
That's in
say, I
Logan.
don't even know that
Okay.
Deadpool
Yeah.
still scars. He just has
Like
all
Future
these
Wolverine, where he's got
scars
like the
from
hand
incident.
missing and like his hair
I
is
don't
like
think
really
it's
really
new
tall.
scars.
He's got scars on his face.
I'm
But
just
at that
going
point in
on-
time, you know, yeah,
I'm going on the premise that we're discussing about like here and now.
yeah,
Like right now in the history of comics, how they are. But Deadpool's kind of a weird one. And
Yeah,
so is
Deadpool-
Wolverine because there's old and young versions of both running
Well,
around in the same
yeah.
universe.
I mean,
Maybe it
well,
would
I guess
depend
you,
on the liquid that you could use.
Probably
I just read
so.
Spider-Man Deadpool.
yeah, because
And how
There you
compatible
go.
it is with your body and how natural.
yeah, because I mean, some inks have metals in it, and some inks
Yeah.
don't.
So it might push out some inks and just heal over others.
So like maybe
Yeah.
he could have an adamantium infused tattoo.
Yeah.
Carbonium. Carbonium slows down the healing factor, the mutant healing factor.
No shit.
Yes.
Well, then they probably and then
They could get a tattoo with carbonium. That's
yeah.
yeah.
But well, it would
Carbonadium.
would-
that one.
it would work with Wolverine, but it wouldn't. It's like
Would it
I don't
be a
think it
good
would have
idea?
that much of an effect
No, it
on
wouldn't
Deadpool.
because it's actually
Because if he
very
already heals
radioactive.
multiple times faster,
Uh,
then Wolverine could get a tattoo
well,
at that point in time. But Deadpool, that shit would just still be pushing out.
using carbonadium would be a horrible idea because, all right, Omega Red, his tendrils and everything that he's bonded with,
He's
is
still a
carbon-
bedwetter.
and his skeleton is bonded with carbonadium, which is highly radioactive in that universe, and he uses his tendrils to, project that radiation onto people. Like he'll grab them and just soak them in it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you could probably do that, and it wouldn't reject, but it'd be very horrible for them.
Yeah.
They would be in constant pain and have
Then,
the possibility of
well,
being
at that point in
constant verge of
time-
death.
Well, at that time, them being able to feel that kind of pain would be in comparison to someone being, more on the hypersensitive side of getting a tattoo. It would be in comparison at that point in time. So really, it wouldn't be excruciating. It would just really fucking suck.
All right. Would you like to hear my take on it?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Okay.
fuck that.
From what you have taught me about how a tattoo works, the needle punctures the skin and the ink backflows into it.
Mhm.
This being such a minor injury, I believe both Wolverine and Deadpool would heal before the ink would have time to backflow into the puncture.
Yeah.
So
Now,
you think it would help keep the ink under the skin?
I think it would be
That's
very,
possible.
very difficult to get the ink to
Well,
take.
I mean, look at any point in time whenever Wolverine gets cut. Like it takes a second for it to go ahead and seal up.
Mhm.
So I think the ink would be able to go ahead and go into the skin at that point in time because it's instantaneous.
Would the skin heal up before he pushed it out? Because the
Does
bullets
skin
get pushed
heal
out
on the
before it heals
outside
up.
first. Yeah, like
Yeah.
does the skin heal on the outside and then
Then
heal
in
down?
or in and then out.
So because then they can
If it
heal
heals
some-
in then out, it would push the ink right out.
Yeah, but if it heals from the outside in,
Then
it
you'd
would
be
try
good.
to trap it.
Now, something that a lot of people have tried to cite in this particular argument in the forums is Dakin. Because Dakin has a lot of ink work, and they're trying to use that as pretty much the litmus test for Wolverine. However, it has not been proven exactly how extensive Dakin's healing factor is.
And we don't know what substance was used to give him the tattoo.
Exactly.
Because my thing about it is, okay, say you can give Wolverine a tattoo. He comes to your shop, he gets ink done, you give him the tattoo, he's happy with it, he goes on his way, and he gets attacked by Sabretooth or Lady Deathstrike or somebody, and they cut up your work. Well, it's going
I'd
to
be
heal.
pissed the hell off.
Yeah, it's going to heal back, but that ink's going to be gone.
Yeah.
So he's going to have scratch marks on your work, so it's almost a waste
Son
of
of a
money.
Bitch.
That's actually something that came across in the forums as well. Is for Wolverine to get a tattoo would be pointless because he takes so much massive damage. He'd be having to go get it redone like every week.
Expensive.
Well, I mean, he'd be paying a pretty penny. I'd keep making money.
As long as Charles Xavier's giving him a check.
Yeah. Hey, you could also see about using like adamantium needles too and going a little deeper.
There you go.
That way, it takes a little bit longer to go ahead and get in that skin, and so it'd be it'll take a little bit longer to heal.
That's going to be really expensive.
Adamantium needles.
Hey,
yeah.
I give him that long stroke. You know what I'm saying?
All right, this next one's a touchy subject that has been argued for decades and decades. The Lois Lane Superman intimacy issue.
You brought this one up with me earlier in the week.
Pull
And I
out
said,
game
I
strong.
thought,
like Brody said,
yeah, Brody brought it up. Yeah.
perfect. A kryptonite condom,
Which
that's
kill
all which would kill him. But if he's
But it'd be
if
worth
she
it.
hasn't been touched in a while, then he's a 2-pump chump.
He's got enough time.
Yep.
He's got enough time.
Yep.
His dick might
But
fall
that
off.
means he wouldn't even enjoy it.
It's not about him.
It's not
dude.
about him. It's about
He's
her.
Superman.
And
Come
she's
on.
gonna be pulverized, and she's gonna be coming back for more.
Such
mean,
a
and-
romantic.
It's Superman. You know, I think a kryptonite condom. I don't think it really slowed him down much. I mean, I know we've all
What
powered
if it
through
made
leg
it all
cramps and shit.
sad?
Just-
look.
Just one.
Just
You
Well,
put on the
I think
condom,
super
the
potent
whole dick
Viagra.
goes
Bam, you're
I-
good.
I think hold on. I think the argument in Mallrats was, could she conceive
Oh, yeah.
his child?
And she
And-
couldn't.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Blast right through her.
She would have to have some
The
sort
baby or
of
the
superpowers herself.
Oh, yeah, the-
She has that.
She
The-
has had
that's
superpowers.
People don't realize that his laser eyes have nothing on his cod.
like the movie Hancock,
Mountaintop.
blast right through the roof.
Say he gets there and he loses control of his freaking heat vision.
What if he cries and wants to be held like a little baby?
I can see that.
He would fly back to his fortress of solitude first.
It was so good.
I knew this was going to be
Lois is like,
Oh,
that's what's up.
That's where he goes to be emo.
Yes.
and then she
He's a little
completely
bitch.
forgets about it because he kissed her.
Oh.
Yeah.
You never kissed him afterward. They start to think you care and shit.
That's where you make a mistake.
Wake up 10 o'clock in the morning.
Just
Bitch,
so
why are
you
you still
know,
here?
just so you know, folks, these two are dating.
I knew this was going to be great.
Left you cab money.
Oh,
I called you an Uber.
Ooh, you're so great. Cat fare.
Hey, that's high price. Uber's cheaper.
Very true. Very true.
That awkward,
the
you
cab
know.
fare, it means you care.
Well, yeah, if you start too early in the morning, well, then you have the awkward after dinner together.
She
you know?
folds my clothes, throws them on top of me, and carries me out.
Waitress come over. Do you mind if I get some of your trash out of the way? Hey, whoa, her name is Kathy, and I already called her an Uber. Thank you, A-listers.
wow.
Oh,
Do
that's
that
cool.
the next time we're at a hotel now.
Oh wow.
Well, DC has actually already answered this question because they have a kid.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know too much about DC, so how the hell did they do that?
Uh,
They skipped over it. Lovely.
Oh, artificial insemination?
No, there was a
look.
Kryptonian stork, and he just flew in.
Tanya's half
dropped the
right.
baby.
That's how babies are made.
Oh yeah.
Tanya's, in my mind, Tanya's half right. I would say Kryptonian technology had aided in them conceiving a child.
It's like a test tube baby.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
they
They probably
Yeah.
or they probably enhanced
I mean,
her.
shit, they
her
sent him in a
shares.
pod.
had the kid, or-
Why not be grown in a pod?
That's the question.
She was able to carry the baby due to Kryptonian technology.
Oh, so they
Okay,
probably
that's what
enhanced
that's
a lot
what
of her
I thought.
innards and stuff like that.
And it's-
Well, there have been times.
We are quite technical here at the nursery.
There have been times, like stated earlier, there have been times where in the comics where Lois Lane actually had powers comparable to Superman's. So would not be beyond the realm of possibility if it's already been presented.
Mm.
So they didn't really have to explain it. They just kind of, hey, go look in the past and see what happened, and you kind of get the idea.
Yeah.
They didn't want to get into the nuts and bolts of things. I mean, we're just
Nuts.
you're going to do that.
Getting the nitty gritty.
He said yes.
We're taking the awkward topics and we're uppercutting them right in the tank. Wear them like a glove.
Shake around.
What the fuck?
This glove's a little tight.
So y'all ready for the next?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're on to the verses now.
Right, the nerdery punching a hole in your sanity.
I like
Right in the tank.
it. Through the tank.
Through the tank.
First one, Luke Cage versus Wolverine.
Ooh.
Wolverine.
Why?
Adamantium.
But Luke Cage, impenetrable skin.
Yeah, impenetrable. Even after.
I think there's limits. There has to be limits
Wolverine's.
to that.
Wow, Luke Cage's skin is penetrable only by adamantium.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. I didn't know that.
So, I mean, if we were in the Marvel Universe, you could actually probably call out for some adamantium needles if you were going to do tattoos for Wolverine. But it's going to be really expensive. But yeah.
Well, yeah, his ass
And
would
Luke
keep
Cage.
coming.
Well,
every week.
that's the only thing. I mean, what I love, and you
Dude,
bring
you
it
could
up.
tattoo Luke Cage.
Oh, you could. You could. But I
Come
love
get a
that you're bringing
tattoo,
this up because Luke Cage season 2 was recently added
Bring
to
your
Netflix.
needles.
Yes.
And
And he was able to push out the.
yeah, but what I love about Luke Cage and the way they're presenting the character in the show is they're actually going into that. That even though his skin is impenetrable, it doesn't mean that his bones and his organs are
Yeah,
impenetrable.
like he was
He
spitting up
can
blood
suffer
from fighting
damage on his insides.
Bushmaster and shit like that. Yeah, he had his ass handed to him a couple times.
But I've got kind of an interesting one for this, and this is an explanation of the very first run of Marvel Zombies books. There's a 4-issue run. Pseudo did the covers, and beautiful artwork. The interior work was awesome. It was really gritty. But you had a Luke Cage and a Wolverine that were both zombified.
Yeah.
You had to wonder, how the hell did this happen? It had to be between the two of them, because Wolverine's the only one that could penetrate Luke Cage's skin to zombify him.
That's one thing that's always gotten me is all of his bones.
Slice, whatever.
All of his bones are adamantium except for his fucking teeth.
Well,
Not
yeah, that
silver.
makes sense.
His
That
teeth
makes
are
sense.
never adamantium.
Well, they weren't inside his body. They were outside his body. really. I mean, if you think
very
about it,
true.
that they're separate from the skeletal structure. So they're
Very
coating
true.
his body in adamantium, unless they decide to give him some dental work.
Well, it's funny you asked that question because I thought about adding that to the list, but there was a clear, confirmed, not worded in the comics answer.
Mhm.
They couldn't because his teeth don't stop growing as part of his mutation. It's through their use that they keep worn down.
Also,
So it's like a guinea pig.
Yeah, or a rat. The teeth don't stop growing,
Mm.
no fucking way.
which I found very, very interesting. And that's the reason they didn't try to coat them, is it's
There was
just going to
no
get broken
use.
off.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's been a waste.
Yep.
You could buy a grill.
yeah,
A gangster and shit.
I think that's the real reason he didn't have them.
Because it looked like he
that
had a
would
grill.
look fucking weird.
Well, I think in the Ultimate Universe, they gave Sabretooth an adamantium skeleton, and he actually had adamantium nails.
Yeah.
That was in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Like he actually got the treatment like he was supposed to. Because that was explained earlier in the comics in the regular 616 universe that Sabretooth was in line to get an adamantium skeleton. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because Wolverine fucked up the facility before he could.
Yeah. Next one, Superman versus Goku.
I don't know enough about Goku.
Goku, man. And not like previously, I was always like, oh yeah, Goku would win. And then over the years, there's what form of Superman is it that he's like fucking like stupid, like he's like stupid powerful.
I'm gonna give you that. I think Goku would win, but it's gonna take 375 episodes. We've got to wait for the English dub.
And there's 20 of them of Goku screaming.
Yes. No. There's 150.
Yeah.
Like he creates some super duper duper blah, 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 spirit bomb.
Yeah, because Goku right now has achieved what's called
Hyper instinct.
yeah,
Mm.
and it's both for the offensive and defensive side, to where he's pretty much almost unhit. You can not hit him.
He's fighting gods at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, Superman's fought gods as well. I mean, if you think about it,
Darkseid.
godlike beings. Yeah, Darkseid considers himself a god. I mean,
Well, he is one of the new gods.
the new gods. I mean, they have omnipotent knowledge and power. Even though they still seek things, like Darkseid is always after the anti-life equation.
Yep.
So it's like what, the dark matter universe
It
kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know how that
it's like
works.
base programming of minds
Oh god,
that
it's
just
like
destroys will,
biological programming.
pretty much.
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, I think Goku would probably whoop Superman's ass if given enough time.
Yeah,
I believe it all boiled down to location.
Yeah,
Superman's biggest weakness isn't kryptonite or magic, it's himself.
Yep.
And his value of life.
Yep.
And he will not threaten any planet that holds life or has the potential to hold
But
life.
that's the thing. Goku would
Goku,
be on
yeah.
the same terms.
yeah. Goku.
Goku, we're talking at this point, if they do throw down, we're talking about a friendly fight. Because
Okay.
Goku wants a challenge, and that Superman possesses that
Yeah,
everything he wants.
And
It's
where
a
they
challenge.
fight in the sun type.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah,
if they
because-
if they're fighting in a close orbit of a yellow sun, I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to give it to Superman because Goku's powers are based off of his chi, his
Yeah.
spiritual energy, which does wear down. If they're in an environment in close orbit around a yellow sun, Superman has no limit.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
not
I
going to
mean,
get
Goku
tired.
doesn't have a limit either. Every time his chi gets down to like bare minimum, whenever he comes back, he's more evolved.
Mhm.
So he hits a new form. So, man,
It's that good old Saiyan genetics.
Yep.
They're both,
He's
and
rich real
it's
quick.
cool because both of those characters are very similar in their origins. They're both aliens that ended up on Earth,
And at the time, were the last of their kind.
and they both did find out they weren't. And Vegeta would almost be equivalent to Zod.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. It's a pretty good matchup. I'd love to see the fight, but like I said, I think it would take 375 episodes,
Yeah.
and we'd have to wait for the English dub because that's just what they.
That's
Unless
why
you
I
wanna
could
do-
never get into it.
Yeah, unless you want to do like, Funimation or Crunchyroll or something, they'll probably like simulcast it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one I'm pretty proud of. Punisher versus Red Hood.
Jason Todd,
Yes, Jason Todd, Red Hood.
that would be an interesting fight.
He's pretty much the DC Universe's Punisher.
Okay.
He's a former Robin,
Yeah.
and he's a lot more heavy-handed about
Hmm.
dispensing justice. I mean, he
Yeah.
uses guns.
More like Punisher.
So they would be on equal ground, except I think Jason Todd's a bit more acrobatic.
Mhm.
He's got a bit more flair with his gun work, and Punisher would definitely have a challenge with that. But Frank Castle's not a man that backs down. So, I mean, he wanted to assassinate Norman Osborn while he was being guarded by Sentry, which is like Marvel Comics version of Superman
Yeah.
with, schizophrenia.
Which makes him such a fun character.
Yeah. So, but Frank Castle was using like a high-powered sniper rifle at like 300 or 400 yards away. Maybe, no, it was a couple of miles away actually.
Yeah.
And the minute he fired the shot, man, Sentry was on him, but he got away. So, I mean, he's willing to risk, and he's not afraid to retreat so he can come back and fight another day. That would be a knockdown drag out.
Yeah. I also would have to give it to Red Hood because they're equal in martial arts. They're equal in their usage of firearms, tactics.
I think
However,
Red Hood would neutralize Frank Castle before he ever had a chance to get away.
I believe so as well. And Red Hood is far more nimble, faster, and more acrobatic. I'd have to clearly give him the upper hand.
Yeah, he'd probably knock Frank Castle out. They'd have a powwow after he woke up and decide to team up and Fight crime.
Then we'd get a great 4-issue miniseries.
Mm.
Bring Amalgam back.
Yes,
That would be
please. Actually, bring the verses back because amalgams are cool. Don't get me wrong, because you get new characters.
Right.
But a versus, well, it has tons and tons of spin-off of these two characters fighting each other and then teaming up, and then these two characters fighting each other and teaming up. So yeah, bring me another versus, which we all know another amalgam run had happened right after.
Yeah.
You're just in time for the next versus.
Oh,
You just missed Punisher versus Red Hood.
well, I don't know that much about Red Hood anyway.
All right, cool. We can just kind of move on to the next one.
Lex Luthor versus Tony Stark.
Ooh, Stark.
Yeah, that's a good one
I
right there.
think maybe Lex because he played dirty. Tony Stark is a little bit more
Clean cut and a little bit more
Yeah.
honorable in his fights.
I don't know. I think Tony Stark might have the forethought.
Yeah,
He'd be like, this guy is a known villain.
I think Tony
In
Stark's
universe.
smarter and more. He has not the budget because obviously Lex Luthor has a lot of money too.
Yeah, both of
He's
them.
smarter about his money.
Yeah, and he's just. I think he'd have the gadgets that
Yeah.
Lex Luthor wouldn't have, but Lex Luthor would fight dirty.
Tony Stark has a broader
So-
focus on things. He
Yeah.
really looks at the big picture. Lex Luthor is very singular-minded, driven to a goal.
Well, Lex's
He also
power
has
armor.
some pretty good forethought too.
Yeah.
But-
Lex's power armor is designed to go toe to toe with Superman.
No, fuck it, man. They wouldn't even. They those two guys wouldn't even go at it with their technology. They would sit down and have a freaking chess match. That's what
Or they'd each try to take over the other's company.
Ah,
yeah.
Corporate
hostile
espionage.
takeover.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, they would do a chess match for each other's company.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a good one.
I could see them both doing that.
Stark would kick his ass.
Probably.
Yeah. He strikes me as smarter.
He is a lot smarter. That's why he's different with it. Like if Lex Luthor has a plan where he's going to cause some shit to go down, he's going to pay someone to build
Yeah.
the thing he needs. Stark is going to pay someone for the things he needs to build the thing he needs to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make. So that's where that intelligence makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Stark's gonna go build that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Luther couldn't do it
Okay.
In
himself.
a fucking
No.
cave with barely any
Exactly.
hand tools.
I'm a
Lex
box of
would've died in
scraps.
Lex would have died in the cave
Yeah.
because he
that's
wouldn't have
true.
known how to build his own product.
No, he wouldn't have. He would have taken out the terrorists and fucking escaped.
He would have become the
With what?
leader of the terrorists.
Yeah, there you go.
He's
That
incredibly
sounds more like
charismatic.
That
Okay.
actually sounds about
He would
right.
have led
He would've
them,
been like, this
caused
is
some sort of
fine.
horrible
Yeah.
terroristic event to, bring out Superman and to try to kill Superman and fail again. That's just, if we're talking classic Lex.
Yeah.
Current Lex, I think he would just kick those guys' asses and go put on his suit of armor and be Superman.
Again. All right. The next one, I think
Cut
pretty
out the
much.
middleman.
Fuck yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about where Superman is. He is Superman.
Yeah.
So,
The next one, I think pretty much everybody can weigh in on. Batman versus Black Panther.
see, and this is why they need to do
God damn
another
it.
versus because
Why do you do
they never
this?
did these matches.
I know.
Why you do this? Oh man, that's so good.
They both have the budget. As far as intelligence, I got to give it to Wayne.
But the technology,
Oh, man.
yet again, I think that would be another situation like a Red Hood and Punisher.
Yeah.
They would eventually come together and realize that they could help each other.
Yeah.
Like they both.
Like when Batman finds out that Black Panther's mom's name is Martha, and then they can just work together after
Black
that.
Panther's mom's name is probably not Martha. I'm not too sure. it is.
Bullshit. It's on that movie.
Is it Martha? Yeah, man. I think that would.
You start going back and start trying
That'd
to
be
look at
interesting,
like
because
old
I think it would
comics
actually
of
create
like
technology
where Black
together
Panther's talking to his
better
mom
man.
and it's got to be scratching out and it's
Oh,
like Martha.
I like it.
Because they both like, Black Panther rules Wakanda with, not an iron fist. He's a very loving ruler. He's a very loving king. He wants his people to
But there's a
survive
set of
and
rules you have
thrive.
to abide by so you can progress.
Yes, and Bruce Wayne owns a technology company that is based on
Exploitation.
it's based on defensive technology.
Yeah.
It's based on technology that is helping humanity. So I would see them coming together and actually, Bruce Wayne gaining access to vibranium to help, and
You can't just say that means they wouldn't fight, though they'd be on the same team, because there's plenty of reasons people on the same team.
No, they would fight.
Yeah, they would fight, and then they would
but
come to
eventually-
terms.
It would
But
just be like
that'd
it
be a
wouldn't
tough fight.
I don't think they would beat the shit out of each other to, you know, a knockout. I think they would both come to the realization that
We're on the same team.
But it would be a knockdown drag out fight.
Man, yeah, because both of them are really skilled. Both of them have really,
Or they'd be able to parry each other.
yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
lay a blow.
No, man. Okay. I don't know if you ever watched or read any of the Forgotten Realms books, but there's a
It's been a
writer.
long time.
Okay, there's a writer called R.A. Salvatore, and he wrote. Okay, yeah, he wrote about Dritz Duerden. He's the one who created the character Dritz Duerden.
I know they're making
Yeah.
a movie here.
Get the fuck out of here! Oh my. Okay, Dritz Duerden is a bad motherfucker, and he's already a couple of 100 years old. He's like one of the best dual swordsmen in that world. Anyways, there's only one person that's considered his equal, and it's a human. And like everybody's been like I think there was like 13 books before they actually had them two finally meet up.
You didn't really let me finish. I was going to say they are making a movie and prepare to be disappointed.
Oh
It's a movie. Come on, they're always going to fuck a book up like that.
man! What is it? The Crystal Shard?
No, what you need to look it up. I'm not that internet savvy. I'm sorry. I don't get on the internet. I'm just on the
I'm
internet.
not that good.
I am the internet.
All right, so the next one, Nightwing versus Daredevil.
I don't know enough about Nightwing. I really don't follow the
He's a
main ones.
very
Daredevil
I've been in
eyes.
the movie.
Very acrobatic motherfucker.
They would baton each other to death.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, the brutality that Daredevil, Matt Murdock puts himself through as Daredevil. I mean, we've seen it in the Netflix shows. I mean, he will fight till he's fucking burger, and I think Nightwing probably would too. He's
that'd be a good
damn
fight.
tenacious. Yeah. I would pay to see that as like
Nightwing would
cage
actually
match
probably
or
stop at
shit.
some point in time.
That'd be
Like, what
fucking
the
awesome.
fuck? You're blind?
And fucking get with Vince McMahon. Hey man, can you borrow the cage? These guys are like, we don't want them to get up in the stands and shit. We want to have a designated
them.
area. Yeah.
I'd have to give it to Nightwing, but it not an immediate thing. It'd be an eventuality thing, because there's one thing that I've noticed about Daredevil. Yes, he's on par with somebody with eyes, but the longer he fights, the more frustrated he gets and the sloppier he gets.
Yeah.
So on a long enough fight, I give it to Nightwing, because
It's like-
Daredevil's going to make mistakes.
Well, he gets winded. He's not a superhero.
No, neither is Nightwing.
His only ability is that he can use sonar the way he does.
Yeah.
But other than that, he doesn't have any kind of physical enhancement, anything like that.
Yeah.
But was a time he was able to see when he was a kid, and that time that Tony Stark was a complete and total tool.
Sup?
Superior Iron Man gave him back his sight for a day.
Yeah.
What a dick move
Wait, you gave him back a sight for a day?
for a day.
Why?
Because Tony Stark had found this virus that he infected everybody with, and when he used a certain frequency on the virus, it would actually turn them into the most perfect version of themselves that it could for 24 hours. And then after 24 hours, you got to pay like a daily fee of $69.95 to continue to look as beautiful and perfect as you are.
Oh.
That's Superior Iron Man.
Complete douche nozzle
Yeah.
is what you worded.
So
it
Matt
as in a
Murdock,
review.
Matt Murdock comes to him and says, "Hey man, what is your problem? You're like fleecing people of their money." And then, also telling people on national television, "Hey, I'm going to be at this location tomorrow, and if you show up and if you're within 60 meters of me, you'll get a free day worth of
Extremis.
yeah."
Hell
Yeah, it was like Extremis version 3 or something
Yeah.
like that. It was weird.
I'd be shredded like Jesus.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that we got to go back to it then. We
What's
got to
that?
go back to the Iron Man Lex Luthor thing.
Okay.
Superior Iron Man versus Lex Luthor. No, even better. Superior Iron Man versus Superman Lex Luthor. Flip the freaking roles, man. They're both in suits of armor, and The one who's known as a hero is a villain, and the one who is known as a villain is a hero.
Oh, that's a twist right there.
That's some M. Night Shyamalan shit.
That Lex is still running around too.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
He brought Bizarro back to life and gave him like a super intellect.
Yeah, Bizarro is now like 2 hairs away from being an extra dimensional being.
He like went all fucking young Frankenstein and shit. He
Just
brought him
okay.
back to life and made him super smart.
Wow, that's crazy. And for what reason though?
Because he was part of the Red
Because
Hood and
he
the
could.
Outlaws, and
Yeah.
he had died trying to save them. And they were like, "We miss Bizarro." And Lex Luthor's like, "Fine, he's back.
He's really smart now, so be careful.
He's really improved. He's probably going to make like gadgets for you to use." And that's what he did.
He did. He's made a lot of really fucking cool gadgets.
Yeah.
He can open doors and that'll like
I can open
extra dimensional doors.
Like,
So anyway,
Yeah.
Lex Luthor's Superman versus Superior Iron Man.
I gotta give it to Lex.
Lex,
That suit is specifically designed to dish out everything that Superman can.
and it is New God technology.
Yes.
It's Mother Box derived.
Fuck Lex. Still sticking with Tony on that one, even though he might get his ass whooped.
And the cool thing about the Wolverine cut Superman is, sure, yeah, he's going to cut through him, but is he going to survive that? Because now he pissed off a giant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next one, I have no clue. Ghost Rider versus Constantine.
what's Constantine's thing? I've only seen the lame ass movie, so that tells me jack and shit. And it might not even be the same Constantine. So.
If you can get a hold of it, you really need to watch the one season
That was really good. He was good at all
describes the
kinds of-
character perfectly from the comics.
He would find a way to go ahead and hold Ghost Rider at bay at some point in time to keep him from moving around with some sort of spell or some shit like that, immobilizing him, and then putting out that damn flame on his head and keeping him from doing the penance stare. And even if he did the penance stare, I mean, he's already accepted the fact that he's fucking going to hell anyway.
This is a versus that I don't quite agree with.
Okay.
And the reason I would say that is because both characters have a better counterpart that they could fight. I would say Ghost Riders would probably be Etrigan the Demon,
Ooh.
and Constantine's would probably be Doctor Strange.
All right, then let's go down that route real quick.
Wait, who?
Ghost Rider versus Etrigan the Demon. On this one, I got to
Who
give
is
it to
that?
Ghost Rider. Etrigan the Demon, he's the one who always speaks in rhymes, and I think that's why Ghost Rider would win. Because Etrigan would be too busy over there writing fucking poetry.
Ghost Rider's very down to business.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which Ghost Rider you're talking about.
Nope.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I want to get the first issue of Space Ghost Rider. I probably will have it this week. And
Space Ghost Rider?
Space Ghost Rider.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Just a little insight. This guy used to be Frank Castle. He used to be the Punisher. He died, made a deal with Mephisto, became Ghost Rider, and wandered the earth for eons with no souls to collect for Mephisto because everybody was dead. Until Galactus shows up and then makes him his herald because, well, Ghost Rider was kind of like hanging out on Earth by himself and there's just nobody there. And hey, you want to be friends? And I can help you, with your problem since you can't find any worlds to eat since Thanos destroyed them all and is now ruling a galaxy full of dead planets.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I think issues 18 through 20 something
It's a
of Thanos.
fucked up ass series
Yeah.
right there.
So Frank Castle becomes Ghost Rider, who becomes a herald of Galactus, who then, like, once Galactus is killed by Thanos, like the minute they touch down on the planet, becomes Thanos' crony. And then at the end of everything, they leave him off at the gates of Valhalla, talking to Odin. Like,
What?
Odin's like, hey, you coming in?
Dude, I want to read that.
Yeah.
I want
Well,
to read
it's
that.
out. It's out. It'll probably go into second printing.
Easily.
Yeah. If Dimensions doesn't have it, I'd definitely pick it up
Man, I want to read that.
somewhere.
Space
Anyway.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Space
Okay.
Ghost Rider.
Fucking right.
And you said
I work tomorrow.
Constantine versus
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. I'd have to give it to Strange.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
you
strange.
don't think Constantine would find a way out of his shit?
I think eventually, but I would call that a second fight.
Okay, so basically, an initial knockdown, Doctor Strange would have Constantine on his ass.
Ooh.
Probably. Okay.
Now the rematch, I'd give it to Constantine, but I think this would be a fight that would continue on and on and on and back and forth and back and forth. And back
Well,
and forth.
I'd say it's Doctor Strange seems more like
I don't know, man.
he
That
deals
Eye of
with
Agamotto, man,
dimensional,
that's a beast.
and Constantine deals more with the spiritual.
Yeah.
So they are on different fields. It's both magic, but they're different aspects of magic.
Yeah.
So
Which is funny you mentioned Doctor Strange because he's on a matchup that I actually don't even have on the list.
no, what's that?
You fucked
That
up the
would be-
list.
No,
Fucked it up.
no, I
Fucked it
left.
up.
I left
You
one
left that
off
one
of
out.
here
You fucked
for,
it up.
for a specific reason.
Okay.
Next up, Bullseye versus Green Arrow.
Oh,
Now, are we talking about like just plain old Bullseye, or are we talking about Dark Avengers Bullseye, who was Hawkeye?
I would say Dark Avengers.
Okay, because they're on the same. At that point, they're on the same. You know, they both got bow and arrow.
Yep.
Both got trick arrows. Oof. And Bullseye never misses his mark, unless he's dealing with somebody who never misses their mark.
man, I want to say
Poor devil.
Bullseye. I don't want to have to admit it, but I'm going to say Bullseye.
I'm gonna have to go Green Arrow.
You think so?
You're talking about a guy who's an incredibly skilled archer, even with one hand.
Yeah.
Both of them have come back from the dead.
Yep.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Kevin Smith.
Yes.
He wrote Green Arrow back to life.
Yep.
Man, yeah. I love the Green Arrow, man. I fucking love him. But yeah, I'd probably have to say Bullseye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's too cocky. I think Green Arrow would have him.
Yep.
They're both pretty cocky, but I think
Yeah, I was going to say,
I
yeah,
think Oliver Queen can stay focused.
Yes.
sometimes. If he's an emotional mess, then he's fucking up.
It's true.
Yeah.
He does a lot of fucking up. And then he's got to have, you know,
We're
his
talking
whole-
about the show or the comics?
well, no, like even in the comics, like if he's an emotional mess, man,
Yeah.
he's fucking up.
He can't focus on what he's doing.
Yeah, but I mean, he's human. He can't
I
help
think
that.
Bullseye isn't he
Bullseye is pretty much just always like
isn't he
this cold.
physiologically modified? Didn't he have like some sort of like super reflex or something like that?
I think they tried to play that angle for a little while, but it didn't quite take. The fans didn't like it, so I believe it was retconned.
Oh, so he's just like a straight up like badass assassin kind of guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which,
I mean, that would be a very plausible fight too.
yeah.
I mean, you could easily see those two characters at odds with each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that would make for a really good fight, a good versus, and it would be cool to see Bullseye win. It would be, but I think Green Arrow would probably take him out if they're on a level playing field. Nobody's dealing with any inner turmoil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, because Oliver's really good at his hand-to-hand combat. Is amazing. I mean,
Then he's also a quicker shot.
I think and I mean, I think he could even like just hand-to-hand. I think he could probably just take Batman as well.
All right. Before we move on to the next one, I've actually, because Patty probably didn't have a lot of input on this. We're talking superheroes.
Yeah, I don't follow the big name
but-
publishers, so
But you do enjoy a certain genre that has a lot of very interesting characters that have been questioned as to, hey, what would happen if we put this guy against that
yeah.
guy? And we've seen it a couple of times in films.
Don't even get good answers though.
Yeah, but if there was a matchup in the horror genre for you to see through comics, through movies, through whatever, what two characters would you like to see fight each other? And,
I need time for this. I'd love to see Pinhead against somebody.
Pinhead against somebody?
Freddy.
Pinhead against Freddy?
That would be
Yeah.
a fucked up match.
Wow.
I think think that'd be good.
Whether it be in the nightmare realm or like on the surface, like
Because Pinhead's a punisher.
yeah,
Like he punishes the wicked, and Freddy is wicked, but he's quick-witted, and they're both very snarky and very.
that would be a long, ongoing match, and I wouldn't have enough popcorn to fucking watch that.
Yeah.
I would say
I do.
I would say the outcome, they'd probably be like, they'd probably end up on some buddy comedy.
Oh God.
Like it would be like the Odd
Oh,
Couple.
God, that's what I was about to
It
say.
would be like the Odd Couple. It would be like, Pinhead would be like the
prissy-
straight laced,
Yeah.
organized guy,
And Freddy's the
Freddy
one
be
leaving
like-
beer cans on the table.
and, inviting his buddies over for poker.
Yeah, it's still
You know,
some in it.
He's got Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, and a couple other guys hanging out every weekend. And it just pisses Pinhead off because
Yeah.
they're loud and obnoxious.
Oh, yeah.
He just wants some quiet, so
Yeah.
he can like torture souls.
That'd be
What the
so
fuck?
great. I would watch the shit out of that. I totally would. I've seen online and stuff, people talking about how they wanted to see a Freddy Chucky movie
Ooh,
because they're both just.
ridiculous.
could
Yeah.
Freddy invade the nightmares of a doll though?
Does the doll sleep?
Does the doll even have nightmares? Does he consider those nightmares dreams?
Yeah.
Like, would that be like?
I mean, he is like a living thing, so.
I don't know, man. That would be
I mean, the
weird.
spirit of Chucky though can go into pretty much anything.
Yet again, I'm seeing some sort of weird friendship, end up after everything because they both kind of like the same stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be a fucked up ass twist right there.
Yeah, they probably team up and go kill people.
I'm gonna take
All right. So the next one, Force user versus Magneto.
Force user.
Jedi or Sith.
Because Magneto can only control metal. But
The
the
lightsabers are
Jedi
made of
can
metal.
control anything.
Yeah.
Lightsabers are made out of metal. He
But
just.
is it ferrous metal? That's the question.
Yeah. But the Jedi, it doesn't matter what.
So,
have.
oh yeah, they're the Jedi. The Force, would it negate Magneto's pull?
Like a tug of war. That's kind of what I had
Yeah.
in mind.
Because if we watch,
You have
We
two
both-
dudes just
we
standing there
both have
staring at each
played,
other real hard.
we both have played the Star Wars game they had with Vader's apprentice. Was it
Dark Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed? And in the first one, you actually have to, as the character, like bring a Star Destroyer down from orbit
Yes.
onto a plane.
Yes.
And that's some serious like Force use. You grab a giant starship and pulling it into the atmosphere of the planet.
I'm telling you, there'd be two dudes staring at each other really hard and nothing happening.
It's in Dark City.
They negate each other and stuff, just like. Ugh.
With a
That'd
big
be-
metal disc in the middle. Ah!
Yeah, exactly. Just chilling, like. Totally.
I'd have to give it to the Jedi eventually.
hmm
Yeah.
Because, fuck, man.
And wouldn't the Jedi lure Magneto into somewhere that there was no metal?
I believe
Wouldn't it
so.
be smart enough?
If they,
Ooh,
if
what's
they
this
went
one?
far enough,
What was
along
Jedi
the fight,
versus
you
Magneto.
started to become-
Oh, a Force user of any
Yeah.
kind versus Magneto.
Well, that just depends on how quickly the Jedi would come to realize what's going on with Magneto,
True.
what he's doing.
Like if you knew ahead of time.
Yeah,
And obviously, the Jedi mind trick won't work on Magneto because of the
Yeah.
helmet and everything.
Oh, I forgot about his helmet.
Yeah.
that helmet. Oh man, I love that fucking helmet.
But can't the Jedis move shit with their mind so they could just pick his ass up and be like,
Huh!
your feet don't touch the
But, I mean,
ground.
but Magneto can do that already.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have control over it.
But like Starkiller could just like pick him up and
Yeah, and he can pick up anything, not just the metal things.
Just
Yeah, you're right.
that'd be a tough one. I'd probably go with Magneto.
Would Force use negate a magnetic field that strong? Could it break
Yeah.
through?
Magneto has a force.
I think it. Honestly, I think it'd come down to the Force user. Somebody like Yoda or Starkiller. You're talking about somebody that can manipulate at a subatomic level.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah. the Force user, whether it be a Jedi or a Sith, I think they would definitely take Magneto down, but I don't think it would be a quick fight.
No.
There would be.
Well, like, okay, think about the magnitude of their powers. Like, I've never heard of anything like, of like a Jedi being able to go ahead and like destroy a planet with their power or anything like that.
Starkiller is able to.
Starkiller is it? Okay. Well, because I mean, hell, Magneto can go ahead and shift the plates of the Earth by just like kneeling down. Like he can go ahead and like move the planet off of its axis. You know,
Yeah, he has full mastery over his powers. He could mess with the magnetosphere of Earth and actually screw some serious shit up.
yeah.
If he wanted to kill all humans on Earth, he could. You could just take the magnetosphere down and let us get blasted by
Solar
cosmic
radiation.
solar radiation, and wipe out everybody on the planet if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And be safe and cozy up in Asteroid M.
But some Force user like Starkiller literally can manipulate matter at a subatomic level.
The Force is a more diverse and
Magneto's kind of a one-trick pony.
yeah.
Yeah. Magnetism.
Yeah, if there's nothing metal,
I mean, you can project force lightning, you can lift stuff, you can control minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and if they could destroy things at the atomic level and shit, could they just destroy his helmet
And
and be like,
according to the last, big Star Wars film, the last chapter, you can survive vacuum space.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think the Jedi's definitely got a better advantage.
I keep referencing Starkiller because he is the modern perfection of a Grey. He has all the focus and concentration of a Jedi, but with the emotional power of a Sith. So
he's a true Gray.
he is a true Grey.
I never even heard of him.
He was the main character, the playable character in Force Unleashed 1 and 2.
I think that took place. Part 1, they were actually going and enslaving the Wookiees.
Yeah.
So it was early on into the rebellion.
And he was Vader's apprentice, secret apprentice.
No shit.
Yeah, this was another pre-episode 4, post-episode 3. I would say really close to 4, though. It was almost in the same realm of or same time frame as Rogue One.
Yeah. And he's just ridiculously OP. He's way stronger than Vader could ever wish to be.
No shit.
Yeah. He was, because the one that actually was his apprentice in 2 was a clone. He was genetically engineered to be even more powerful than the original.
Yeah.
And it turned around and bit Vader in the ass.
The original Starkiller did he die at the end of 1?
Yes.
So he was a clone. Yeah. I never got to play 2. But that really works into the whole Dark Empire story arc that just kind of got ditched.
Yeah.
As far as the cloning, but we saw that in episodes 2 and 3. I guess the beginning of the Clone Wars, and then you find out in Dark Empire. If you ever read it, Palpatine gets cloned. His consciousness goes off into the clone and it goes on. It's stupid. Twice, I think. Twice.
Yeah.
And both times he actually brought Luke and Leia over to the dark side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Dark
shit.
Empire. Yeah.
That's dirty.
Yep. Very
All right. So last verses. It's not even on the paper. Doctor Strange versus Dr.
Sitting
Fate.
Who?
Dr. Fate.
Fate.
Who's Dr. Fate?
the gold one.
The gold and blue one.
Not Booster Gold.
Not Booster Gold.
I'm like, okay, yeah.
It's a little different than that guy.
Oh yeah, sure. What's he from?
He's from the DC universe. Essentially, there's a helmet and a medallion. If you're holding the medallion and you put on the helmet, your consciousness gets sucked up into this pocket dimension, and the power of Naboo takes over your body, and that is Dr. Fate.
You so no tinker, you so better than Naboo.
We're not talking Star Wars.
Gungans.
Gungans. That's funny. I knew nothing about it, but like
I remember it from a cartoon.
Yeah,
a cartoon.
He showed up in Justice League. and I
That
think
might have been what it
Superman.
was. Justice League.
Yeah, I think he showed up in The Adventures of Superman. Cartoon.
Yeah. And
But that was a really good character to play because Superman's abilities are negated by magic. He is weak against magic.
but you only saw Dr. Fate pop up when shit got really, really fucking hairy. Like the entire Justice League has gone out and got their collective ass whooped, and all right, let's go hit up the interdimensional being. We're fucked. Can you fix it? And Dr. Fate's like, yeah, I got this shit, and done.
damn, so that'd be a really good fight right there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Because I don't know too much about Dr. Fate, but I know Dr. Strange a bad motherfucker.
I'd have to give it to Fate because they can both open portals to all these different dimensions and everything, but Fate has access to one dimension that Strange does not. And that's just an empty dimension. There's nothing there. There's no ins and no outs.
I would say he's got more than that. Naboo, the spirit of Naboo, has been around for thousands and thousands of years. He has complete mastery of his abilities, no matter what body he's in. Doctor Strange has only been around for
A few.
couple 20, 30, 40 years, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
And he didn't always know how to use the Eye of Agamotto or the mystic arts. So he's still kind of exploring the realms that he has access to. Naboo knows them. I would say Dr. Fate.
He's got a summer house.
Yeah. And even at best, if Doctor Strange was able to just completely annihilate Dr. Fate's body, eventually somebody else is going to put the helm on, and he's back.
Yep.
And you could completely crush the helm, and we've seen it. And Fate was a terrible, terrible line. He crushed the helmet and turned it into a dagger. Yeah. But he was still Dr. Fate.
That's crazy. Dagger instead of a helmet.
Yeah. So you could crush the helmet like a tin can, and all it takes is somebody to pick it up, and he's back.
Oh, yeah. Cut you so bad. You wish no cut you
It's
so
just the helmet's more convenient,
Yeah.
and it provides protection to the user or the host. So
The meat sack.
Pretty much. And it takes certain people to be able to wield the power for long term.
No shit.
Yeah. The original Kent Nelson is now clinically insane because of all the time he spent wearing the helm.
Yep.
Even Wally West wore it briefly.
the Flash.
Yeah.
Or
No
one of the
shit.
Flashes.
Yeah. Wally West wore it briefly. Strictly for one fight, and then like Naboo told him inside the helmet, you can't keep doing this. I will wind up killing you. And helmet jumped off of it. Which is the only time the helmet's ever leapt off of anybody.
I was going to say, wasn't in Justice League there's some issue with him not wanting to let go of the person?
Yeah.
See, I did see that.
If the host is strong enough, Naboo will keep his control
Yeah.
until the body ages to the point where it's no longer suits him. So yeah. Our producer just left.
I know. What the hell, producer?
Just doing mom things.
Yeah.
What the hell, adulting and mom things?
I don't know. You
Fuck
tell me. Shit.
adulting.
Well, we have a sponsor to thank.
Yeah.
We'll let you do it this time since you're here.
I know, right? Do we have a thing to do, or
Nope.
should I wait? All right. We are brought to you by Captain Jack's Liquors at 322 East Texas Ave, Baytown, Texas. I don't know the phone number. Fuck that. We have a website at CaptainJacksElixirs.com if you want to order online or anything like that. And yeah. So,
Nothing to do.
oh yeah. And if you like our videos or anything, please like our channel, subscribe to our videos. Also, we have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
nothing?
and a website that is thenerdery.net. Yeah. I'm out of practice. Okay, I think that covered it all.
Final thoughts?
Fuck that.
Fuck adulting. Fuck adulting.
Oh man, I know nothing about adulting.
There we go.
He really doesn't.
Bring back verses.
There you go. Pinhead Freddy.
There you go.
Thanks a lot, Tanya.
You're welcome.
Can you sit down quickly?
All right, good night, everybody.
Nice.
Bye.